Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Doug Wright, in for Norma Taylor, who's been busy sailing the seven seas herself. We're covering these stories for you this week. We bring you some very important community association news. Reporter Chris Chase talked with those in the know at Staying Connected. The U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary headlined the Springfest on Hilton Head Island, and Sun City volunteers and Sun City TV staff were there. Those stories and more are coming up. Sun City News starts now.
This is Sun City News with Norma Taylor and the Sun City News team, covering our community and the Lowcountry.
A new trivia game called BAC Brain Tease will debut in eNews Weekly Thursday, April 4th. How well do you know Sun City's board-appointed committees? Find out by playing this fun game and be entered to win a prize. The Sun City Golf Staff and Golf Advisory Committee have decided to adopt an additional Chelsea system point for all play at Argent Lakes Golf Course. All golf rounds played at Argent Lakes will now generate 2 Chelsea system points instead of 1. Hidden Cypress and Oakity Creek golf courses will maintain at 1 point for each round played. There's still time to get your tickets for Storyteller and Unplugged, an evening with Matthew and Gunnar Nelson, 7 p.m. Tuesday, April 9th in Magnolia Hall. Tickets are $30 and are available online and at Lifestyle Services Now. Doors will open at 6 p.m. for this event. Atlantic hurricane season begins June 1, but now is the time to start preparing for severe weather. Mark your calendar for the annual Hurricane Preparedness Seminar scheduled for May 16th in Pinckney Hall. Then download a copy of the Community Association's Hurricane Preparedness Guide from suncityhiltonhead.org in the Community Library section. For more information about these events and other community activities, check your email inbox for eNews Weekly or log on to suncityhiltonhead.org. Staying Connected volunteers are valued by Sun City and their co-workers. Reporter Chris Chase was at the annual Staying Connected meeting to see that affirmed.
We all know Staying Connected is a wonderful organization. Now, Warner, how did it all get started?
Well, it's about 4 years ago. We came about and said, hey, there are a lot of residents here in Sun City that need help.
Now, what kind of help are we talking about?
What we are talking about is basically transportation. Somebody that may have had a knee operation, a hip operation, and for a period of time can't drive. So Staying Connected provides transportation for these individuals. We also do home visits, we do respite care, we do light home maintenance, we do reassurance calls for people who live alone that we call in the morning. So last year, for instance, we did about 2,700 transportation assignments.
Wow, that's quite a few.
50 assignments a week or 10 assignments a day. We did over 1,000 home visits and respite cares.
It's fantastic. But what's this behind me?
Well, the Buckeyes have been so generous. For the last 4 years, the Buckeyes have hosted a family feud for the benefit of Staying Connected.
Volunteers are the best because they believe in all work and no pay. With that, I'll turn it over to Bob Hooper, who has some special guests to introduce.
Thank you, Holly. I want to thank all of the donors, whether they're big donors, little donors. It's all necessary to keep us going. It helps us keep the members' fees very, very low. Compared with other villages, we are the least expensive of the villages, and it's due to the graciousness of all of our donors. As we move forward, as some of you know, we have increased and we will continue to have increased expenses. So those donations are very necessary. I'd like to thank the residents in particular at this time. Many of the residents are gracious donors. And whether they provide the money directly themselves, or whether they provide it through their neighborhood or their favorite club, the volunteers really appreciate not just the funds, but the fact they're recognized by the residents for the services they provide to their neighbors.
Well, if you haven't joined Staying Connected or volunteered, now is the time. This is Chris Chase for Sun City TV News.
On March 24th, the Hilton Head Bluffton Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla dedicated the permanent exhibit of the Coast Guard Bark Eagle replica at the Coast Guard Museum housed in the Harbortown Lighthouse, all as part of the Harbortown Marina Springfest event. Our news team was there to celebrate this exhibit and many other activities associated with the fest, including a simulated search and rescue by Coast Guard personnel, an antique car show, a concert by a local band, These Guys, and much more on a beautiful spring weekend. Let's see some of the excitement. We are here today at the beautiful Harbortown Marina, standing next to the famous Liberty Oak Tree. We are here today to celebrate the second annual Coast Guard celebration and also to record some of the events connected with the dedication of a model of the ship Eagle at the Coast Guard Museum in the famous lighthouse. We'll be talking to Commander John Hanfield and others as we celebrate with them here at Harbortown. We are here on a beautiful spring day at the Sea Pines Harbortown Marina Spring Fest. And today we have on hand the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and I'm talking to Commander John Hanfield. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Doug.
And tell us about this event.
Well, the Spring Fest is, they have it for the spring and fall. Sea Pines puts it on to basically thank the people. They have sidewalk sale and a lot of children activities. Great concert with These Guys. A couple years ago, I asked Rob Bender, who's the director here, if the auxiliary, we could tie into it and do an information tent. And my intent was, when we put the exhibit into the lighthouse, that we would be here and then have a Coast Guard Appreciation Day.
We are here at Calabogie Sound looking at a simulated search and rescue mission. That what you see in the distance beyond the sailboat is a Coast Guard helicopter manned by a trained diving team to actually go into the water, retrieve the victims. You can see in the background the bobbing head here of the diver and the Coast Guard boat in the background. We now witness the setting off of a red flare indicating the position of the person whom they are trying to rescue. Now the helicopter crew is slowly lowering the strap, which we will go around the diver and bring him back up to safety in the hovering helicopter.
And that's what we're here for today.
And this is the second annual Appreciation Day.
That's correct.
And tell us, you're going to have a dedication later today in the museum. And what exactly is the Eagle and what's the dedication all about?
Eagle is probably one of the greatest sailing ships. This is the 75th year for the Eagle with the Coast Guard. It's a training vessel. It was a war prize from Germany that we got after World War II.
And that wraps things up here today at the annual Harbortown Marina Spring Fest. We've had a great demonstration of Coast Guard search and rescue exercises. There's great music being provided by These Guys at the Liberty Oak Tree. And we talked to the Coast Guard commander of Flotilla 1011 to get the full picture of all they do. This is Doug Wright for Sun City TV. Coming up on Sun City News, Dr. Lou Valenti reminds us that health matters. Norma Taylor spoke with Mickey Boisvert about her one-woman show. We'll be right back after these important messages. At the end of the 1800s, a vaccine was developed to prevent tuberculosis. But by 1980, there was a worldwide rise that continues today. Our medical consultant, Dr. Lou Valenti, is here to tell us about tuberculosis. Dr. Lou?
Tuberculosis is an infectious disease caused by a single infectious agent, the Mycobacterium tuberculosum, which is an airborne transmitted by sneezing and coughing. It usually affects the lungs, but can also affect the bones, the brain, the liver, kidneys, and other tissues. TB is the second largest killer globally. In the 18th and 19th century, the tuberculosis epidemic rampaged throughout Europe and North America before the German microbiologist Robert Koch discovered the cause of tuberculosis in 1882. With the development of the vaccines, it was believed that by 2025, tuberculosis would be eliminated worldwide. However, in the mid-1980s, TB cases began to rise worldwide, and in 1993, the World Health Organization declared TB to be a global emergency. In 2015, 1.8 million people died from the disease, with 10 million falling ill. It was also estimated that 9 million people a year would get sick from TB. It is the third top cause of death for women ages 15 to 44. The symptoms of TB include coughs, fever, night sweats, weight loss, among others. There are two types of tuberculosis, the latent and the active. With the latent, TB, the bacteria remain in the body in an inactive state. They cause no symptoms and are not contagious, but can become active at any time. The active TB causes the symptoms. About 1/3 of the world's population is believed to have latent TB, and 10% of these can become active at any time. The risk increases dramatically in people who have compromised immune systems, such as with HIV, malnutrition, or those that smoke. TB affects all age groups in all parts of the world. Early warning signs including feeling sick, weak, loss of appetite, weight loss, chills, fever, night sweats, chest pain, and severe cough that lasts 3 weeks or more. The most common diagnostic test for TB is a skin test, but is not 100% accurate. Other tests include blood tests, chest x-rays, and sputum tests. The latent type is usually treated with one antibiotic, whereas with the active type, it requires multiple drugs. The standard treatment time is about 6 months. I am Dr. Lou Valente for Health Matters.
We all know how talented some of our Sun City residents are. Well, Norma Taylor caught up with one of them, Mickey Boisvert, an artist who recently had her paintings displayed in the Arts Center Gallery at Shelter Cove. Let's listen.
Well, welcome, Mickey, to Sun City TV.
Thanks, Norma. It's great to be here.
Well, congratulations. You're a talented lady, and so tell us about your exhibit at the Arts Center at Shelter Cove.
Well, in the short time that we've lived here, about a year and a half, my husband Tony and I've made it a point to join a lot of organizations, and I'm a member of the Art League of Hilton Head. And I would say in February I was awarded Featured Artist for 2019. This was February of 2018. And currently my exhibit is at the Art Center Gallery at Shelter Cove, and there are 35 pieces that I'm very proud of.
Wow, that's amazing. Absolutely wonderful. Now, give us a little history about you as an artist, and when did you start painting?
My parents sent me to drawing class when I was 10, and the teacher said she should be in my painting class. So I took painting lessons at an early age, but then life takes over in your profession, and 30 years of a career goes by, and now that we're here in Sun City, I'm making the time to get serious about my art. So it's probably been in my mid-50s that I started getting serious about art.
Oh gosh, boy, and that's a short time because you're only 52, right?
I wish.
Well, I understand that you also teach.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about teaching. Where do you teach and who do you teach?
I teach here at Sun City at the Art Club, where I'm a member. I also teach at the Art League of Hilton Head, and I teach at the Telfair Museum in Savannah. I teach both drawing and painting, primarily drawing to students of all levels, really. And a lot of that is explained and documented in my exhibit currently at the Art League Gallery.
Okay, and as we can see from the pictures being shown as we're being interviewed here, this exhibit is worth a trip to the island. And how long is it going to be running, Mickey?
It'll be there till April 6th.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on the show. It's so wonderful to highlight great talent as yours.
Thanks, Norma. It's been great.
Still to come on Sun City News, Randy Selman brings us the entertainment news and a lifestyle services update. I'll reveal an unusual loon sighting. And Ray Tapio is going Hawaiian. We'll return after some messages from our sponsors. It's time for entertainment news, and Randy, I have heard that you have some very special news for today's report.
Yes, I do, Doug, and you will not believe it. SCTV is offering 4 free tickets for Magnolia Hall's one-night-only Billy Joel Elton John concert scheduled 1 year from today on April 1st, 2020. The seats are located in the front row of the upper tier balcony, which will give you full view of the stage. To be eligible to win these tickets, please send your name and address to Gotcha, care of SCTV. Now for some amazing events coming in the next few weeks. Kevin Horner is the headliner for this month's Funny Business in Pinckney Hall. Kevin is a 3 times People's Choice Award winner for the art of ventriloquism. His show not only brings comedy of ventriloquism, but also comedy illusions and special guests to every show. Tickets are $13, but they're limited to 8 per household for this Wednesday, April 17th performance. Showtimes are 2 p.m., 5:30 p.m., and 8 p.m. Doors open 1 hour before the event. Tickets are available online or at Lifestyle Services. There are still a limited amount of seats available for the Escape to Paradise 2 with the Land Sharks. This premier Jimmy Buffett tribute band makes their way back to the Low Country for a one-night-only concert on Friday, April 25th. Tickets are $28 and available online or at Lifestyle Services. Show starts at 7 p.m. Mark your calendars for these events coming in May. Trivia Night, May 2nd. Kentucky Derby Reception, May 4th. Mayfest, May 18th. And Rumors, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band, May 23rd and 24th. More about these events in the weeks to come. I'm Randy Selman, and that's your entertainment report. Remember, life is entertaining, so don't miss the show. And don't miss Lindsay Bachman's update on another lifestyle, life-changing event. Over to you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Randy. Today we'll be talking about Blair Carmen and the Bellevue Boys coming on April 14th to Magnolia Hall at 7 p.m., where you'll be hearing songs from Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis. Tickets are $28 and available online and at Lifestyles.
Ray Tapio is not only our sports reporter, but he's also standing in for our wine guru, Tina Thompson. I understand you're educating the sporting crowd.
Yes, I'm trying to get the softball club to serve wine with the hot dogs.
Great idea.
Maybe a nice Lambrusco or a Little Blue Nun. And speaking of fun times, the Sun City Tennis Association had their Gala Ball of the year. It was a Hawaiian-themed party and certainly was a colorful event. My buddy, Dale Dremen, nailed one of the largest wide-mouth bass that swim around our lagoons. Our fishing club is running a fishing lecture at Lake Somerset on April 11th at 9 a.m. and is open to all residents. So if you want to get the lowdown on Sun City fishing, just show up. No fishing rods or lures are required. That's this week's update, and as always, remember, if you see someone in Sun City without a smile, give them one of yours. Ray Tapio, Sun City Sports.
Our viewers may recall a story on Sun City TV News several months ago regarding the relocation of the so-called osprey nest to the shores of Lake Somerset. At the time, our bird club members anticipated a 2 to 3 year hiatus before nesting would occur. Excitement about it, however, on April 1st, when an eager birder reported an apparent nesting. Club members rushed to Lake Somerset to savor this development, but were disappointed to learn that the nester was not, in fact, an osprey, but rather Sun City's TV assistant script coordinator, Larry Keelclough, who coincidentally hosts a monthly segment entitled Out of My Mind, sitting Indian style with his arms crossed. This odd situation went viral when word spread that Mr. Keelclough had assumed his perch to protest the failure of this station to include his name on the Sun City Walk of Fame located outside Pinckney Hall near the pavilion. The outraged birders began to form a human pyramid in an attempt to reach and dislodge Mr. Keelclough before he asserted squatters' rights to the nest. But before they could boost their lightest member to the summit, an alert member noted the flyby of a rare red-speckled whistling loon. En masse, the birders unsheathed their cell phones to capture the image of this rara avis. But alas, the speedy bird eluded their lenses. Upon returning to the nest, they discovered that Mr. Keelclough had mysteriously disappeared, and the birders slowly dispersed, although content in the knowledge that they had experienced the viewing of 2 rare loons in very close proximity. In an allegedly unrelated story, Sun City TV's executive director, George Rosehart, noted that the news script for the week of April 1st was coincidentally completed early and free of typos and grammatical errors. Thanks for watching our show this week. We invite you to check out Sun City TV's weekly program schedule in Sun Stations magazine. And now check highlights and alerts on Twitter at Sun City TV HHI. Also, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. And make sure you tune in next week to find out all the news that's happening in our community. In the meantime, I hope your week is full of April surprises. For Sun City News, I'm Doug Wright, and I wish you only good things in life.